All right, so bear left on Farm Street right up there.
All right, got it.
And we can park our car up here on the left at Dover Sherborne High School, and we'll walk from there.
All right.
So from here, we're going to take a stroll back down Farm Street toward the Dover Sherborne town line.
This is a nice area of Massachusetts, by the way. Dover is a bit of an upscale commuter town located west of Boston.
It is. The houses are nice, the yards are well landscaped, and the quintessential New England colonial stone walls line the road.
Yep, picture perfect. But something tells me we're not walking Farm Street to admire the landscaping, Jeff.
No, we're not. We've come to Dover, Massachusetts, searching for a demon. Hey, I'm Jeff Belanger.
Hey, I'm Ray Auger.
Hi, Ray.
Hi, Jeff. Welcome to episode 267 of the New England Legends podcast. We now come in pumpkin spice flavor for autumn.
and how do we do that?
I'm not sure. I kind of just want to jump on the pumpkin spice bandwagon.
Yeah, that's fair. So, hey, thanks for joining us as we chronicle every legend in New England, one story at a time. We're part of a great big community of people who are always looking for the strange, the unexplained, the ghosts, the monsters, the aliens, and all the other odd things that are croutons in the salad that is New England.
Before we go searching for the Dover Demon, we want to take just a minute to tell you about our sponsor, Nuati Herbals.
Ray, the weather's starting to turn.
It is, and the air is getting crisp.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting to be that time of year to start moving things inside.
Which makes it the perfect time to pamper yourself or someone you love with some bath salts and soaks from Nuati Herbals.
Nuati Herbals has 5 different bath salts. Each of them contains solar sea salt, Epsom salt, 7 herbs, and 3 essential oils.
There's Dream Time in the water for relaxation, Breath of Life for a more invigorating bath, Healthy Skin for moisturizing, Wash My Pain Away for soothing, and of course, Barefoot Soak for your feet.
Now, I love that all these products contain all natural ingredients made by hand from people we know.
And all of them come in Try Me 5-ounce sizes if you want to just give it a shot and see what works for you. Or there's 18-ounce and even 36-ounce sizes for when you found your favorite and want to look forward to those soothing soaks after a long and cool fall day.
Let Nuati Herbals help support your healthy lifestyle. Check out the Nuati Herbals website to see all their great products. And you get 20% off your order when you use the promo code LEGENDS20 at checkout. Visit NuatiHerbals.com. That's NUWATI Herbals with an S.com.
Okay, Ray, we'll have to keep our eyes peeled along Farm Street here in Dover.
As we said before, the houses here are nice.
Mm-hmm.
They're set back from the road with manicured lawns. Up ahead, there's woods on either side of the street.
It's only about 3/4 of a mile between the high school and the beginning of Farm Street, but it was here that a strange creature was sighted that made its way into the annals of New England legends and lore.
Got it. And we're looking for a demon? Should we bring holy water or something like that?
No, nothing like that. We're still not exactly sure what this creature is. So let's head back to 1977 and cruise Farm Street.
It's April 21st, 1977. It's spring break for Dover Sherborne schools. Even though it's Thursday, it's not a school night. So some buddies are out cruising, looking for fun.
Riding in Bill Bartlett's 1971 Volkswagen Super Beetle are Bill and his 2 buddies, Mike and Andy. The 3 attend high school together, so they're out looking for something to do.
Cruising. Sure, we've all been there, right?
Yeah, of course. It's about 10 o'clock at night, and the guys are striking out. No one seems to be around, so Bill aims his car back toward Sherborne.
Bill pulls onto Farm Street. Oh,
whoa, what is that?
That was weird.
It's so weird. Did you see it?
Yeah, I did. It was the size of a monkey, but it was no monkey.
No. So Bill is shaken up. I mean, he got the best look at the creature. But Mike and Andy are laughing at him. They didn't see it. And now they're goading Bill to turn the car around and go back for another look.
Bill is still shaken, but agrees. He's turning the car around now.
This is totally weird. I don't see any sign of the creature.
Bill, can you drop us off here by the school? Thanks.
Okay, Bill's had a few minutes to process this. Let's hit that payphone over there and call him at home. Bill, what do you remember?
Well, that sounds like no animal I've ever seen or heard of, especially around here.
Plus, human eyes don't glow in the headlights like an animal's eyes do. From here, we're going to head about a mile away to Miller Hill Road in Dover.
It's about midnight. Miller Hill Road is quiet right now. The houses are pretty spread out from each other, and there's lots of woods here surrounding the homes. But there's a light on at the front door of that house right over there. It looks like someone's coming out, too.
Yeah, that's John Baxter. He's 15 years old, and he's just leaving his girlfriend's house to walk home.
What is that?
Yeah, I can see something's moving over there by the tree line.
It looks like the outline of a person, but a real short one. Wait.
Yeah, that's not a person.
No, it's not. I can only see the silhouette, but it looks a lot like what we saw over on Farm Street.
Hey!
Whatever that creature was just scurried back in the woods. Yeah, this is a strange night.
A really strange night. It's Friday. Bill Bartlett and John Baxter are both processing the weird things they saw last night. As evening falls again, we find ourselves on Springdale Avenue, just about a quarter mile outside of Dover Town Center.
There's a car sitting there and two high school kids in the front seat. The boyfriend and girlfriend seem occupied with each other. Yeah, they're making out.
Parking, America's favorite pastime.
Oh,
whoa. What was that?
It looks like some fleshy-colored child.
I have no idea what that was, but whatever it is, it's already gone.
The girl in the car would later describe it as a naked 10-year-old kid.
It's Monday, and the witnesses to this strange creature are buzzing about their sightings, and word is spreading quickly. Pretty soon, cryptozoologist Loren Coleman catches wind of the story and comes to town to interview all the witnesses.
Coleman is thorough. He finds out what kind of students these kids are, about their family lives, and, so on.
You know how sometimes when something like this happens, you really wish you had a camera?
Of course.
Well, Bill Bartlett didn't have a camera, but he's the next best thing.
Well, how so?
Because Bill is an artist. Oh. He understands perspective and things like that. So he draws a picture of what he saw on notebook paper. That image makes its way into the newspaper and into the forthcoming book by Loren Coleman called Mysterious America, launching an international legend. And that brings us back to today. Before we end this phone call with Bill Bartlett, I want to ask when he made that drawing.
John Baxter also drew what he saw that night back in 1977, and his drawing looks an awful lot like Bill Bartlett's.
Today, Bill Bartlett is a fine arts painter. He's won awards. His work has been displayed in galleries all over. He didn't have a camera, but when you see his work, you realize Bill is the next best thing to a camera.
It's funny how today, if you had a sighting like this, no one would ever believe you without a photo because we're all carrying cameras on us 24 hours a day on our phones.
Good point, but even then some people won't believe you. So it's Loren Coleman who names this creature the Dover Demon, simply because, it's got a ring to it. If it was found in Boxborough, Mass., maybe it would have been the Boxborough Beast. Because of Coleman, the story takes root. The town of Dover starts to identify with this creature, and at one point, I owned a T-shirt sold by the Dover Historical Society that featured the Dover Demon on the front and the question, do you believe?
That's kind of amazing. Do sightings continue today?
That's the crazy thing. They don't. You would expect copycat sightings, if nothing else, but we don't really get those either.
So 4 people saw this thing 45 years ago, and we're still talking about it today.
Kind of incredible, right?
Yeah.
And we get to ask questions and speculate as to what it could have been. It didn't exhibit any supernatural powers or anything like that. It scurried like a scared animal. People have told Bill Bartlett, well, maybe it was an animal with mange, something like a raccoon. But Bill dismisses those theories. I mean, raccoons have tiny little paws. This thing had long, spindly fingers.
So maybe it's some extraterrestrial alien. That could explain why it was never seen again, because E.T. went home.
Yeah, I mean, that would explain why there's no more sightings, but who knows? It's worth pointing out that this event occurred 7 months before the movie Close Encounters came out. So it's not like aliens were on everyone's mind at the time. The Dover Demon predates the real surge in E.T. themes in movies and popular culture that occurred in the years that followed.
Which makes you wonder if maybe there was a rash of sightings of wild creatures or UFOs that drove Hollywood to make all those movies in the first place.
Yeah, which came first, the cart or the horse?
The Dover Demon may have been on the leading edge of a weird wave.
A weird wave that comes and goes.
And that brings us to After the Legend, where Jeff and I take a deeper dive into the story and, of course, veer off course.
After the Legend is sponsored by our Patreon patrons. Our Patreon patrons are the lifeblood of our podcast. We're so grateful that they help us with our hosting and production costs, our marketing, and everything else it takes to bring you a new legend each and every week for more than 5 years now. If you got $3 a month to spare, you'll get early access to new episodes, plus bonus episodes and content that no one else gets to hear. Just head over to patreon.com/New England Legends to sign up. So if you want to see a sketch of the Dover Demon,
I do.
Head over to our website, click on episode 267, and you can see Bill Bartlett's sketch. And by all means,
check that out.
Leave a comment if you want to speculate as to what it could be.
Maybe you've seen it somewhere.
I have not, but
no,
maybe
not
you.
But
No,
yeah,
right.
You, as in
that you.
That person.
Right.
Listening.
Yeah.
The one person listening right now.
So
maybe they saw it.
Maybe they did. The Dover Demon sort of waxes and wanes, right? A newspaper will pick up the story after not covering it for a bunch of years, or a podcast. Here we are. Right?
Well, it sells T-shirts, so I can see why.
That T-shirt, by the way, is probably 10 years old.
Yeah.
And in preparing for this, I went back to the Dover Historical Society website and saw nary a mention of the demon. So
really?
Perhaps there's a new guard in there that does not want to promote the Dover Demon.
Yeah.
But the reality is that it's unlike anything that sort of pops up anywhere else, and it belongs to Dover. Right? Dover's not a big town.
No.
It's small, and like we said, commuter town to Boston for sure.
Regional high school.
Right.
So.
The Dover Sherborne, right?
Yeah.
You've got two towns that combine for the high school. And so, it's one of those things where you're just like, wow, so weird. And all those sightings were within like 1 mile of each other.
And you've seen everything in that town. If you grew up in that town, you've seen everything. Yeah. So something out of the ordinary would obviously stick out.
In a town like that, outside of Boston, there's raccoons, there's deers,
and you've seen them.
You've seen them, and you know what they look like. And so the long, spindly fingers is distinct. And by all means, look up Bill Bartlett. Go to his website. His paintings are incredible.
Are they?
I mean, they are lifelike. It's like photographic when you look at his work. It's incredible. And so when you see his drawing, I mean, these long... Go ahead.
You told me to.
Check it out. So these long, spindly fingers and toes, like this and bulbous head with the big eyes. I mean, it looks sort of like your prototypical gray alien when you look at the sketch. And so I don't know. I don't know what it is. And yet it acted like a scared animal. So what was it? And where did it go? And why hasn't it been back? And that just leads us to wild speculation.
There's a Bill Bartlett that was in Ram Jam. Remember Black Betty? Bam-Balam? I think that was Ram Jam, wasn't it? That's not the same one?
97% sure. Not our same guy.
So just do artist.
Great song, though, especially if you're a hockey fan, right? Isn't that the Boston Bruins?
I don't know.
Oh, Black Betty. Oh, now we're going to have to pay a royalty.
Oh, these are really nice.
I know. He's amazing.
Landscapes.
Yeah.
The ocean.
The portraits. Those portraits look like photographs, don't they?
Yeah, just look like an old photograph. This old man right here.
Yeah, he's very talented, no question.
And he's still around doing this.
Yep, still doing his thing. And I know it sort of kills him that one of his most famous works was a sketch on a piece of notebook paper, from 1977. And that's how it goes. I first talked to Bill when I was working on my book, Weird Massachusetts, way back in like 2008.
Oh, I have that.
Yeah.
Here's a sketch. Yeah, that's definitely something creepy.
Yeah.
Go to our website and see that.
Yeah.
That scares me. Just the sketch alone scares me.
It's creepy. It doesn't look like anything you've seen, right?
Well, it does. It is very similar to what we know of aliens.
The gray alien.
Right, exactly. The grays.
Right.
With the eyes and the oblong head and the fingers. So it is very similar. But it's on all fours.
Right.
Which we haven't seen that with aliens.
No.
Unless it just tripped and fell over at the moment.
It was gripping a rock and got caught in the headlights, so we saw the glowing eyes. Human eyes don't glow in the light in headlights like that. It's animal eyes, and the reason is because they have better night vision and it's reflective.
Yeah.
When you see cat's eyes and things like that.
Right.
Or raccoon eyes or whatever. So yeah, we don't know. But I can't stress enough that like the alien wave was just starting in movies.
Right.
Had this happened after Close Encounters, maybe you start going, well, were you guys,
But did we know the movie was coming out? Did we see trailers?
7 months? Too early.
Yeah, and there weren't a lot of magazines. There was obviously no
Yeah.
internet where you could look up information about a movie. A movie came out, and you learned about it by going to see it.
Right, or you saw previews, but those previews are usually not more than a month or two old.
Right.
And the movie came out in November. I did look that up. So,
Okay.
so Close Encounters was November. This
Interesting.
event happened in April. You wouldn't be promoting a movie,
Yeah.
especially one like that. Sci-fi movie, that's a genre movie. You don't.
Yeah.
It's not a blockbuster that you promote for a year ahead of time.
Right.
Not like today.
And the fact that it wasn't seen after that, it went home. It
That's
got beamed
mind-
up. It took off in its little craft.
About 25 hours is how long the sightings lasted by 4 different people. Right.
That's a small amount of time.
And a small amount of people.
And right.
And all within
But
about
enough people.
enough and all within like a 1 mile radius. And so the girl described it as like a naked child because she just saw a flash of flesh. And
Which is what an alien would look like, you would think. If you think of an alien,
Right.
small child.
we have no idea. Wow. I know. So weird. And so but the copycat thing is what gets me, because you would expect someone to say like, oh, I saw it too, just to be part of the story. And
Right.
we really don't get a lot of that. But who knows? By all means, if you have had a sighting in that area, in that region, even Dover, Sherborne, or even the surrounding towns, reach out to us.
Yeah.
I mean, post on our website, hit the comment button. Sometimes that's one of the best parts that happens to these things. Like we'll do a story and someone will write to us and be like, that was my cousin's.
Right.
That's my great grandmother you're talking about. And we have the letters and things like that. And it's so cool.
Or maybe it confirms what somebody believed and never admitted to believing
Right.
or seeing.
Yeah.
And this story is like, you know what? I had a weird experience.
Right.
And I just didn't want to tell anybody. But now that this is out.
And you can hear in Bill's voice, right? I mean, he's just like, look, he's not a guy that has a bunch of weird experiences. He had this one in 1977, and now he would much rather talk about his art
Right.
today,
Yeah.
than a weird sighting when he was a kid in high school. He'd rather be known for this, this art that he did, which is incredible. You saw it, just really talented guy. And so he stands by what he saw, and it is what it is. And you can imagine if that were you, right? You're like, yep, this is what I saw. I can't tell you where it came from or what it is, but I described it. I drew it. I told my parents. Everyone around me knew I was shaken up by it. It was documented by Loren Coleman for his book, Mysterious America. And yeah, here we are still talking about it. But that's it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And so I respect that a lot, because I've known some people that have had a weird sighting many years ago, and they get some notoriety for it, and they sort of enjoy the attention.
Sure.
And so what else do you have
Stories
to talk about?
get bigger and bigger.
Or you start saying, and I saw this too, and I had lunch with Bigfoot, and you're like, well, wait a minute,
Yeah.
like any one of these things is a once in a lifetime experience, and now you start to worry that people, well, if you made that up, what else did you make
Right.
up?
But he did not capitalize on this. He told his story, and that was it.
I don't know if he's made a dime.
Yeah.
Off of it. Everybody's scanned that newspaper, that notebook paper. It's been in newspapers. It's all over the internet.
Who's making money off the T-shirts then?
Well, there was the Dover Historical Society, but I don't know. Maybe he was like, hey,
I see a lawsuit.
I see a lawsuit. I want 10% of the profits you made for that. Like, all right, here's
$15 T-shirt.
Here's $40 because this guy Jeff bought one. He was like, "Ooh, cool, Dover Demon."
Yeah, where am I at now? 15 cents. That's after over 5 years. We sold one.
Yeah, we sold one, and here's your share.
Be sure to like and subscribe to our podcast because it's free and we don't want you to miss a thing. If you post a review for us on Apple iTunes, that goes a long way in helping our community grow as well. More people means more folks sharing the weird stories you love from all over the Northeast. If you've got your own local strange tale to tell, please reach out to us on our website.
We'd like to thank our sponsor, Nuati Herbals. Thank you to our Patreon patrons. Thanks to Bill Bartlett. And our theme music is by John Judd.
Until next time, remember,
the bizarre is closer than you think.